enemy can't kill if they're dead. Zone B captured. Zone advantage is yours. You have my respect, Hunter. Double down. Zone A lost. It's a power play. Get those zones back. 5 minutes remaining. 2 for 1. 3 opponents down. This is amazing.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good day, everybody. David here, and in today's video, we are going to be looking at what is possibly, or almost certainly, my favorite weapon to ever appear in a first-person shooter. Period. And that is The Last Word. Such an epic and iconic weapon for the Destiny franchise. Of course, any Destiny 1 veteran will know this weapon, but if you are new to Destiny 2 and haven't seen this weapon before, it is an exotic hand cannon that focuses on hip firing, so plays more like a tracking weapon than a flick weapon like hand cannons normally are. So the perks of this weapon has corkscrew rifling, accurized rounds, hip fire grip, which increases accuracy, stability and your precision hit targeting when firing from the hip, and also textured grip, which helps with the handling speed of this weapon. So the exotic perk for this weapon is called Fanfire. This weapon fires full auto, and hip fire shots deal bonus precision damage while increasing reload speed and accuracy. So this video is going to be a deep dive into The Last Word. It's the most in-depth video about the weapon that I could possibly do. So we're going to be talking about the weapon stats, base TTK, how to use it specifically for console, how to control the recoil and to make it so you can get those headshots every single time, what sort of scenarios The Last Word should be used, good weapon pairings, how it works with each class, as well as subclass suggestions and different buffs those subclasses have to help the Last Word. So apologies right now for how long this video is going to be, but hopefully you walk away from this video knowing everything you could possibly need to know about this weapon, and then you take that knowledge and absolutely slay out in the Crucible. So first things first, The Last Word is an exotic kinetic weapon. If you don't have it already, you can get it from the exotic kiosk in the tower. The weapon can fire full auto, but I highly recommend tapping the trigger even if you tap at the highest rate of fire you can, because it seems to counteract some of the bloom that the weapon has and makes it so the recoil is a lot more controllable. This is even more important when you're starting to fight at further and further ranges. The base TTK for the weapon is 0.5 seconds, and that's with 3 headshots doing 69 damage per shot. So this makes it the fastest time to kill primary weapon in the game, and this made The Last Word the best 1v1 weapon since Destiny 1. So as you older players may know, The Last Word did feature in Destiny 1, and it was a beast back then, and paired really well with both snipers and shotguns. The weapon has always dominated at those mid to close ranges. However, in D1 you could mix the aim down sights with the hip fire, and you could be successful with both, and part of the skill gap was learning how to master both ways of firing. Now, because The Last Word has went through so many changes, 99% of the time you want to hip fire. ADS in now drops your precision damage. The Last Word is 69 to the head in its optimum range, and that's a 3 headshot kill at 0.5 seconds. But once you push the range out a bit more, you can see there's some severe drop off. Now I'll tell you right now, if you're hitting around 50 to the head, you can continue that fight and still be fairly competitive. But if you're hitting anything less than that, I would highly recommend either closing the gap more to increase your damage or disengaging. If you're doing anything less than 50, your time to kill is going to be so slow that no matter what primary weapon your enemy is using, they're going to outduel you. Now, the most important thing to get your head around with the last word and how to be successful using it is the fanfire perk. The fanfire perk states that this weapon fires full auto, hip fire shots deal bonus precision damage, increases reload speed and accuracy. So the last word has a magazine size of 8, so that increase in reload speed is great because you're going to be reloading pretty much after each kill. The hip fire precision damage bonus is what bumps it up to 69 from the ADS damage that you normally get. That's what gives you that 3-shot headshot kill at the 0.5 seconds. With each continuous hit, you're getting more and more accuracy, so those precision hits are coming easier and easier. And note that it states with each hit, so if you're hitting body shots, you're still building up that fanfire buff. The buff goes up to ×4, and the buff will disappear if you either reload, ADS, or if the 4-second timer runs out. So within optimum range, I recommend just going for those headshots and build up the buff as you would normally, but at further ranges I would recommend actually hitting the body first to get at least 1 or even 2 stacks of the buff up, and then start going for the head. And that accuracy buff that the fanfire perk gives you will make it so you hit those headshots a lot easier, and you can kill someone with 2 head and 2 body shots at 0.8 seconds, so that's the same TTK as most primaries in the game right now. So hopefully you can see the controller alright here. Pretty awkward angle to play at, but hopefully it will help you guys really see how to use the last word on controller. So as I said before, you really want to focus on hip firing this weapon. So if you hip fire shot, see it does 69 to the head. But if you ADS, there's 53, so there's quite a big difference there, especially as you push the range out more and more. You see here we're doing 18 ADS, whereas 23 hip fire, and I believe that's the floor, so it shouldn't go any lower than that. So you mainly want to hip fire this thing, but as you hip fire, you'll see here, you fire full auto, it just goes straight up. So what you want to do is pull down on this right stick, it's down, to compensate for that rise. So as it's going up, you pull down, and with some practice you can get it so the shots just go deadly straight. And this is the same if you're tap firing or firing full auto. Another thing I like to do is to incorporate the left stick, so move side to side as you're firing, at the same time as pulling down on here. So you're pulling down to compensate for the recoil and strafing side to side, as so. Now when you have an actual target, you see as you move across your target from left to right, the aim stickiness or the aim assist of your strafe is actually slowing your reticle down as you go across your enemy. So you can take advantage of this. As you're strafing back and forth like this, it will pull your shots onto target, so you can be like so. And then if you control the recoil as well, you see you can just get those 3 headshots so easy and just melt people. The same principles apply at range as well, so if you're a bit further away from your target, remember you want to control the recoil with your stick, with your right stick, pull down. How much you pull down will change depending on your sensitivity, and also the distance you are from your enemy. And the strafe works exactly the same. And aim assistance will help keep your bullets on target as you quickly strafe back and forth. And again, I like to tap the trigger whilst pulling down. So I just feel the gun's way more accurate when doing that. So if we apply those again at a distance, 3 tap, perfect. Now another hugely important thing to remember with the last word, so even though it did receive a range buff with the rest of the hand cannons a couple seasons ago, the last word isn't going to map people. It's not a 120, it's not even a 140, it's probably closer to the sort of ranges you'll be using a 180 at. Of course, where last word comes out on top is just the sheer speed that it can down your enemies. As you can see here, as I move closer to this target, you see the reticle changes colour. It sort of goes a darker purple on my screen and gets thicker. And as I step away, it goes thinner again. That's your optimal range, so if you're outside of that, you're going to be struggling to hit headshots and you'll be doing next to no damage. But if you're just inside that, see, it's giving me those headshots a lot easier. So you always want to make sure you're within that range. So same rules apply. You want to pull down on the right stick to control the recoil, strafe and tap the trigger. Make sure you're within range. And also less recoil compensation because you're further away from your target. And also a great tip is to use the fan fire buff to your advantage. So rather than just going at it straight away and trying to hit those shots super quick, what you want to do is fire sort of once, make sure that fan fire perk is on your screen. That will come up if you just hit your target, so that can even be a body shot and that perk still comes up. And that stability boost and accuracy boost that perk gives you will help get the rest of your shots more on target. Now, as I said, you really want to tap the trigger when using the last word, especially when you're playing at those further ranges. But the full auto option is definitely viable. I use this more when people are right up on my face, pushing me with a shotgun. But the same rules apply, just use that downward tension on the right stick to control that recoil. Aim for the upper chest and let it rise to the head, and then control it from there. The ADS is definitely an option as well. I like to use this to acquire my target first sometimes, and then switch to hip fire to finish them off, or even vice versa, start an engagement with the hip fire and then use the ADS for the easy cleanup and guaranteed headshot at the end. These are both viable options, but I would recommend getting used to just using the hip fire and just mastering that skill, because last word in its current state definitely gives you more benefits from doing that. Now in this portion of the video I'm going to cover my particular favourite way to play, and that's using the bottom tree Gunslinger, and this is solely for the knock 'em down perk. This perk states that precision kills increase weapon stability and handling. This tree really does focus on precision damage and precision weapons. This pairs really well with both the last word and even a sniper. But as you can see here, when I kill this target, it procs the knock 'em down perk as well as the fanfire, and these two perks stack. You can see in this clip here, the knock 'em down buff is increasing from kill to kill, and it caps out at 25 seconds. That's a 25-second cooldown where you've got a massive stability and handling buff with the last word. Every shot landing is also making the fanfire perk kick in, which stacks on top of the knock 'em down buff. This makes the last word just feel incredibly accurate and incredibly good to use. Another fantastic option is pairing this with the Lucky Pants for the Hunter. The Lucky Pants boosts your ready speed and accuracy on swapping to your hand cannon. This buff lasts for about 3 seconds and does stack with the other two buffs, so that's the fanfire and the knock 'em down buff. So this setup is great. You get a initial accuracy buff when swapping to your weapon, with the Lucky Pants. You then get a buff whilst in the fight, continually hitting your shots with the Fanfire perk. And then once you've got a kill, you've then got the knock 'em down buff take into the next engagement, where you could switch out your weapon and immediately switch back to it to re-engage the Lucky Pants buff, so then you'll have Lucky Pants on top of the knock 'em down buff. This whole setup is just ridiculous. You constantly have an accuracy and stability buff, and again it just makes the weapon feel so good to use. Other mods you can use on your setup: hand cannon loader. This helps counteract the small magazine that the last word has, because you're going to have to reload from kill to kill. The hand cannon targeting mod on the helmet. This mod helps with your swap speed and accuracy. Because last word is a hipfire weapon, I don't feel like you need any unflinching mods, because you can track your targets and control your shots a lot easier, especially with the stability buffs that the weapon gives you. I also like to always pair last word with a sniper, but I'll delve more depth into your secondary options later. Other fantastic options for the hunter are the Dragon Shadow. This reloads all your weapons when you dodge. Also boosts your handling a massive amount, so you can swap to the last word super quick and also reload it incredibly fast. Young Ahankara Spine pairs really well with Top Tree Gunslinger. I pair this with the Trip Mines as well. This helps for weakening enemies for easy cleanups with the last word, or even cleaning up enemies that dart behind cover to disengage. Bottom Tree pairs really well with the Arthurus's Embrace. You're getting 3 headshots with the last word will get you a kill, and also proc the 1-hit body shot with the weighted throwing knife, which will make for an easy kill on a secondary target. I love all of these different exotics and swap them out all the time depending on what I fancy, but as I said before, Bottom Tree has some really good synergy with the last word and just precision weapons in general. I can't state enough how much this knock 'em down buff affects how good the last word feels to use. And then the weighted throwing knives are fantastic just at base anyway. You get those headshots and get those guaranteed kills. And all these headshots and throwing knife kills and so forth help you build up your super really quickly. So there's just a lot of synergy in this Bottom Tree. Now, as I said before, I really like pairing snipers with the last word. Any sniper will do, but I do prefer the high impact snipers above all else, because if you hit a body shot, depending on how far away your target is, it can just be a single headshot for the last word for an easy cleanup. Or if not, and if they are a further range out, it's still forgiving for an easier cleanup with the last word because of how much damage drop off that it does suffer from. Again, the precision weapons like snipers benefit the Bottom Tree Gunslinger quite a lot, and those same benefits you get from precision kills and that knocking down buff applied to the sniper as well. And it just makes the sniper feel more consistent and really fun to use. But Top Tree is also a fantastic option for planting explosive knives and for getting easy cleanups with your abilities. But Stasis has brought a whole new aspect to the last word sniper playstyle, and that's mainly for the Whisper of Hedrons damage buff that you can get from freezing enemies. This damage buff not only lets you 2-head 1 body with the last word, making it for super forgiving, but also with a high impact sniper you can body shot any guardian that's less than 5 resilience. So for those easy freeze kills, I do like using the cold snap grenade, but any grenade will do. I know the dusk fields are super popular, so any of the stasis grenades will do the job. And once you've frozen a target, that buff stays on for about 7 seconds, I believe, and even comes from your super as well. So again, it just makes the last word super forgiving. You then stack that with a charge with light damage buff. You'll find yourself you can 3-tap guardians just to the body with the last word, and it starts getting absolutely ridiculous how easy it is to tear through people. It also makes it so the last word does significant headshot damage to people in their supers as well once you've got these damage buffs stacked. The shurikens that the hunter have are fantastic for crippling your enemy's aim assist, so making it even easier to outduel them. But a fantastic thing that the last word can do that other primary weapons struggle to do: when you have been slowed and your aim assist has been punished by the slow effect, the fanfire perk sort of counteracts this. You're gaming your aim assist back while stacking up that fanfire buff, and if you have the lucky pants on as well, that initial accuracy you get will completely counteract the debuff to aim assist that you've suffered from, so you can easily outduel people that have applied the slow effect to you. And this has saved my skin many times, and it's fantastic for just catching people off guard after they throw a shuriken or dusk field at you. Now, the playstyle that I recommend using for the last word is the sniper last word combo. Shotguns can work, and if you're on a really small map like Anomaly, the shotgun last word combo can be filthy, but snipers do have the potential of instant killing any guardian at any range. But also, like I said before, if you body shot someone, you always swap to the primary weapon after firing. You'll always be ready for that easy cleanup with the last word. There's always been a reason the sniper last word combo has been super popular, and it's definitely my favourite way to use the weapon combo. Some great snipers at the minute that I recommend using that are not sunset is either the Frozen Orbit, I think is the best option. High impact sniper in the energy slot. It's 50 zoom, so it has zoomed in a little more, but because of that it doesn't suffer from the aim assisted nerf that other snipers have suffered from. The Far Future is a fantastic adaptive frame sniper, and Adored is also a good option that many people seem to be fond of, but I particularly prefer the other two options. Another quick thing to note, you are using a sniper with the last word. So when you're running around with the sniper, you'll see that little crosshair in the middle of your screen. That is where your reticle is going to be when you swap to the last word. So if you always run around with that at head level, when you swap to the last word, that's going to be an easy 3 headshot kill. Or even after you've taken the sniper shot, your reticle will be at head level ready for just that 1 headshot cleanup. Now, I know we've focused on the hunter quite a lot so far. That's just my favourite way to play, and also I believe has some of the best synergy with the last word, mainly in that bottom tree Gunslinger tree. Now we'll look at the other two classes in the game. So when playing as a Titan with the last word, there's a few sort of playstyles or subclasses I like to pair it with. In my opinion, by far the best one, strictly for just improving the last word, is the bottom tree, mainly for this frontal assault perk. So striking an enemy with this melee ability, so that's just hitting someone, it doesn't have to be a kill. It reloads your weapon and increases both your weapon stability and weapon damage. I believe this changes last word to a 2 head 1 body, so the time to kill doesn't change, but the ease of use does. And with the boost to weapon stability, the last word just feels absolutely awesome to use. This is sort of the same feeling Lucky Pants gives to the hunter, so I highly recommend Frontal Assault. This is also great when you get the weapon damage boost for your high impact sniper. So if you're pairing a sniper with the last word, a high impact or aggressive frame sniper will body shot anyone that's lower than 5 resilience, I believe. And that's why I like using a sniper with multi-kill clip as well, because you get frontal assault, get that first kill, then reload to get kill clip or multi-kill clip, and then you can just keep chaining it then, as long as you keep picking up ammo to get that reload. Another good option is a slug shotgun. Again, I believe this can body shot people 5 resilience or less, so there's just a lot of synergy depending on what weapon you want to pair with the last word. Now, another good option is the Thunder Crash or Code of the Missile. So again, this is for the inertia override. So picking up ammo during a slide reloads your weapon and gives you weapon damage buff. So again, this just helps with the ease of use with the last word, and getting that reload is great because of the small mag that the last word has. Another fun option with the Titan is bottom tree Sunbreaker with the sunspots. So this Sun Warrior perk, passing through a sunspot causes your grenade and melee abilities to recharge faster, your super to last longer, but it also increases the damage your weapons deal. So again, any damage buff that you can get pairs really well with the last word because it just absolutely melts people. So that option is great with either the Heart of Inmost Light, using a ability boost the damage of your other abilities, so then you can get kills with your abilities easier, therefore making sunspots easier. The Ashen Wake is very good. Fusion grenades explode on impact and do more damage, so you can get a couple of headshots with the last word. Hit them with the fusion grenade on the Ashen Wakes, which will make a sunspot, and you can go into it and start boosting the damage for the last word from there. So they sort of pair really well together. Or the classic Phoenix Cradle, which just makes the Sun Warrior buff last twice as long. And on the side it makes it so your allies also gain the benefits of Sun Warrior. Now for the Warlock, and possibly one of my more favourite ones to play if I'm being honest with you. I hardly ever play Warlock, but when I do, I'm thoroughly enjoying this particular build. So again, last word. I always like to pair a aggressive sniper with it. And we're playing with an Empowering Rift, so getting that damage boost for both the last word and for the body shot with the sniper. But I also love pairing it with Bottom Tree Dawnblade, and it's mainly for the Phoenix Dive perk here. Activate whilst mid-air to quickly descend and restore your health. So this is awesome for if you're getting a kill with the last word, someone else is pushing you, quickly break line of sight and then dive to the ground to heal up as well. It's like Wormhusk on demand for Warlocks. Really fun way to play. I also then pair this with the burn effect that the Dawn Chorus gives you. So it improves burn effects, so your burn damage does a lot more. So this pairs really well with the solar grenades and also the melee for this class. So again, just a couple of shots, the last word, throwing the grenade if they dive behind cover. As long as it hits them, and they'll take so much burn damage from it. It is really good. Another just general exotic that helps with the feeling of the last word for the Warlock is the Ophidian Aspects. Some improved weapon ready speed, reload and melee range. So that's great for the swap speed between your sniper and the last word, super quick. And a under the radar sort of option, which I absolutely love, is the Lunafaction boots. So Rifts increase weapon reload speed, and Empowering Rift increases range. The Empowering Rift also increases your damage, which also indirectly helps with your damage fall off. So these, whilst you're in a Empowering Rift with the last word, you can 3-tap people from miles away. This is very, very fun to use. I like pairing that with the Devour class, so then you're healing after each kill as well. And you're just 3-tapping Guardians from miles away. That's a very fun, sort of off-meta option. Of course, Transversive Steps are very good, buffing your sprint and just reloading your weapon from sprinting. And then another general, just all-round good option, Top Tree. And then you gain that increase in air accuracy whilst using the last word from the hip. And then you've got a range melee for those easy cleanups and stuff as well. There are quite a few options for each class that just help with the ease of use of the last word, helping it more accurate, or even helping with just the swap speeds or damage output. Now, the Titan with Frontal Assault, normally, as you know, last word does 69 to the head, but if you get a melee and activate that Frontal Assault perk, boosts your stability and the weapon damage for the weapon, and lasts about 10 seconds. It boosts the damage up to 83, so that would be 2 head and 1 body for the last word, making it really easy weapon to clean up with. Damage of Inertia Override is the same at 83 per head, so that's another 2 head, 1 body, but for the high impact snipers, that's just a body shot if they're less than 5 resilience. Now again, if you push out the range for the last word, you can see here, just outside of that optimum range we talked about earlier in the video, I'm hitting 32 to the head. But with the Warlock and the Empowering Rift with Lunafaction boots, you can see here I'm way past that optimum range distance. but with the empowering rift, if I hit a headshot, it's doing 42 to the head. That's almost that 50 damage cap that I told you shouldn't really be engaging past. So the Lunafaction boots really do push that range out a ridiculous amount. And again, high impact sniper is just a body shot at anything below 5 resilience. But obviously, in a real life engagement, you wouldn't be that far away trying to kill someone with the last word. But here on Javelin 4, at this sort of distance, watching the C spawn from heavy, this is a very good place to put a rift down and to still getting 69 to the head, so you can still get your 3-shot headshot kill from that range. It's ridiculous. Now I'm going to show you some just old footage that I found when I used to play on my laptop. They're just some epic sprees and plays that I got with the last word. But after finding this and revisiting the footage, it sort of made me think about the future I want to see for the last word, whether this is another change to it or whether it's something to do with the catalyst. But I really do miss the ability to aim down sights with the last word. The ability you had in Destiny 1, and part of the skill gap was mastering both when to ADS and when to hip fire and being accurate with both. And you can see in this gameplay just being able to fluctuate between both play styles and just absolutely tearing people apart if you could control that recoil, and it made just the weapon so much more satisfying to use. I think the ease of use of hip firing is a little too much at the minute. I mean, the last word has never been a pick up and profit sort of weapon, but I would like to see that skill gap get increased. So like I said, whether that's a change to the last word again, making it so you can ADS and it doesn't have as much punishment for the immediate range drop off, but after a certain point it sort of plummets to stop it from being overpowered like it was on PC. I don't play PC much myself anymore, but I know that it was a real issue with the last word with mouse and keyboard, that you could just laser beam people across the map by ADSing. Or like I said, if they maybe incorporate it into the catalyst for the weapon, they're making it so once you get a hip fire kill, it improves the ADS damage for the next kill or something, so you could then swap between the two and incorporate both styles into just a mastery of the weapon. But all in all, that should do it for the video, guys. I apologise again for just how long this video is. Hopefully you have enjoyed it and learnt something. It's been a hell of a job trying to get all this information condensed down and into a video that's too long as it is, to be honest, but it's as short as I can get it with the information I wanted to convey. So again, hopefully you learnt something from it. If you have made it this far into the video, I can't thank you enough, and I can't thank you all enough just in general. Your support has been incredible, both here and during the live streams, so thank you very much. If you have enjoyed the video, a like is very, very much appreciated, and feel free to subscribe if you have enjoyed this video. You may enjoy my other content. This is sort of more of a deep dive than what I normally go into, but if you like these sort of videos and would like to see more in the future, just let me know. Feel free to type it in the comment section below. If you've enjoyed the gameplay and would like to see more of it, or even just hang out with me, I do stream over on Facebook every Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday. Links will all be down in the description box below. And once again, thank you very much for your time. But until next time, my friends, stay safe, stay positive, enjoy mastering the last word, and hopefully I shall see you all in the next video. Bye bye.